Hello guys. So let's quickly deal with binomial expansion with some probably negative roots now or rational roots. It depends. So for this one now, this can be written as what 1 plus x raised to the power what minus 5. Now I want to generalize a formula. The formula is for binomial expansion. If you have a plus b raised to the power n, the expansion of this guy is what a raised to the power n, right? Let me say 1 plus b raised to the power n rather. This gives us 1 raised power n plus what? N into 1 raised power n minus 1 multiplied by b plus what? N into n minus 1 into 1 raised power n minus 2 multiplied by b square over 2 factorial. This one is over 1 factorial over 0 factorial plus n into n minus 1 n minus 2 1 raised to power n minus 3 b cube over what? 3 factorial plus dot dot dot. Are we together? This is first four terms. So 0 factorial is 1. 1 raised, since n is a natural number, 1 raised power n is 1 over 0 factorial is 1 plus 1 raised power n minus 1 is also 1 times n times bn plus 1 raised power n minus 2 is 1 times whatever we have here. This one will give us n into n minus 1 b square over what? 2 factorial plus what? This one is also 1. 1 raised by n minus 3 is 1 times this guy gives us n into n minus 1 n minus 2 b cube over what? 3 factorial plus dot dot dot. These are the general formula for the first four terms. Please take just like normal expansion that we know before. The power will begin to come down and the power of n will begin to be reduced by 1 continuously. So 1 plus b raised power n equals to 1 plus bn plus n into n minus 1 b square over 2 factorial plus n into n minus 1 n minus 2 b cube over 3 factorial plus dot dot dot. So these are the first four terms formula you need to know offhand. Very, very important. So, and this formula is only valid if you only have 1 here. If you have 1 here, that's when it's only valid. That even though if this is not 1, you can apply this formula by transforming this to have 1. For instance, if I have 2 plus x raised power minus 5, I can change it to 2 into 1 plus x over 2 raised power minus 5. 2 times 1, 2. 2 times x over 2x. So this gives me 2 raised power minus 5 into 1 plus x over 2 raised power minus 5. Then I can apply this formula for this inside. Then whatever I get, I will multiply it by 2 raised power minus 5. Then I will now get my first four terms. So, but note this formula is only valid when you have 1 here. Or even though if the question doesn't have 1 here, there's a way you can transform it to have 1 here, such that you will apply the formula for this one alone. Then whatever you get at the end of the day, you multiply it by 2 raised power minus 5. So now here we have, this is the formula. Let's write it at one side. Now I want to solve this guy. 1 plus x raised power what? Minus 5 equals to what? 1 plus b. You know our b is x. bn. What's our n? Minus 5. Minus 5n plus n minus 5. N minus 1. That's minus 6. B square s square over 2 plus n minus 5. N minus 1 minus 6. N minus 2 minus 7. B cube, that's s cube over what? 3 factorial is 6 plus dot dot dot. These are the first four terms. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this guy gives us 1 plus what? 1 minus 5n. 2 here 1. 2 in minus 6 minus 3. Minus 5 times minus 3. That's plus 15 s square. 6 here 1. 6 here minus 1. Minus 5 times minus 1. That's plus 5 times minus 7 minus 35. So here we have minus 35 s cube. So these are the first four terms. Are we together? Of the binomial expansion with negative power. These are the first four terms. Now, if we were asked to find the range values of which x is valid, that is range of validity. Our range of validity is absolute value of your b. Absolute value of b must be less than 1. What's our b here? X. So absolute value of x less than what? 1. This is only valid if you have 1 here. So if you don't have 1 there, this is our range of validity, absolute value of x less than 1. Now, assuming the second question I wrote earlier, the one I wrote like 2 plus maybe plus 3x raised power minus 5. No, this guy, I will change it. Now, my range of validity now, for me to be able to say something like this, 1 must be here. So how can I make 1 to be here? This guy give me 2 into 1 plus what? 3x over what? Over 2 into what? Minus 5. Now, I can now separate it to 2 into 2 raised power minus 5, then 1 plus what? 3x over 2 raised power minus 5. Let me clean that and write it very well. 2 raised power minus 5 into what? 1 plus what? 3x over 2 raised power minus 5. So my range, so I can expand using that formula, the inside alone, that general formula we generated earlier. I will use it to expand the inside. This is my 1, this is my b now. So whatever I get as my first four terms, actually that's not my first four terms because I have to this is part of the question. So whatever I get as first four term for this inside, I have to multiply it by this to now get the real first four terms for the original question. The reason why we don't have issue with this is because there is one there already. But for this one now, our range of validity for this one will now give us absolute value of what? 3x over 2 less than what? Less than 1. This is only valid if you have 1 here. So, but if 1 is not there before, see how you can transform it. Then you say this one now becomes from 3x, it becomes 3x over 2. So absolute value of 3x over 2 less than 1. So that's the range of validity. Even though if you have minus here, maybe minus is in the question, then you have absolute value of minus 3x over 2 less than 1. That is, can I change it to, if you cross multiply, if you have minus 3x over 2 less than 1, if you cross multiply, you have absolute value of minus 3x less than what? Less than 2. Then if you divide both sides by 3, you have absolute value of minus x less than what? 2 over 3. This is actually your answer, less than 1. We are just saying IE because you can say, but since then we don't need to, well, let me not just, now this is your answer for range of validity. I'm just saying that is, it can be transformed into something like this. So take note of that. Now let me do one more question. I think to just balance up everything. So 1 over 2 minus x raised to the power 1 over 3. I can write it as what? 2 minus x raised to the power what? Minus 1 over 3. Which I can rewrite as what? 2 into 1 minus what? X over 2. 2 times 1, 2. 2 times minus x over 2, we have x. Minus 1 over 3. So which will become 2 raised to the power minus 1 over 3, right? Into what? 1 minus what? X over what? X over 2 raised to the power minus 1 over 3. Do we get? So that formula, I can apply it to this inside. But just know my range of validity now will be what? Absolute value of what? Minus x over 2 less than 1. This is my range of validity. Absolute value of b, and my b is minus x over 2 less than 1. This is my range of validity. Take note of that. I hope we don't have issue with that one again. So now don't forget the formula that we derived earlier. If your a is 1, is what? 1 plus what? Bn plus what? N into what? N minus 1 b square plus what? N into n minus 1. So this over 2 b square over 2 factorial plus what? N into n minus 1, n minus 2 b cube over what? Over 3 factorial. This formula, you have to know it offhand, and if you cannot remember, learn to prove it. You can back the video and listen again on how we generate it. It's only valid when you have one here. Take note of that. So now, for the first 4 terms, we don't need the order. If they ask you for first 3 terms, this is the only 3 you have. So here now our n is minus 1 over 3, right? Now this will become 2 raised by minus 1 over 3 into bracket. Now the expansion of this inside. Now 1 plus bn. What's our b? Minus x over 2 times n. What's our n? Minus 1 over 3. Minus 1 over 3. That's our bn, right? Plus n minus 1 over 3 into n minus 1 minus 1 over 3 minus 1 b square. My b is minus x over 2 square. Do we get? Over what? Over 2 factorial. Plus, I hope it's making sense. Just be inputting your value. N, what's our n? Minus 1 over 3. N minus 1 minus 1 over 3 minus 1. N minus 2 minus 1 over 3 minus 2. B cube. Our b is minus x over 2 cube over 3 factorial. What's 3 factorial? 6. Now let's start. We've input everything. This square is 2 raised by minus 1 over 3. 1 minus x over 2 minus 1 over 3. It's even possible that the power is not negative. So still you don't have issue with that. So now, here we now get what? 2 raised by minus 1 over 3, open bracket, 1 plus minus times minus plus x over 2 times 1 over 3. We have what? X over 6, right? Now, minus 1 over 3 minus 1. If you add 1 to minus 1 over 3, minus 1 over 3 minus 1, the SM is 3 minus 1, 1 3, 3 minus 3. That gives us minus 4 over 3. So the inside here becomes minus 4 over 3. Minus times minus times minus. You have minus here already. 1 over 3 times 4 over 3 times x over 2. 1 over 3 times 4 over 3 times x over 2. 1 times 4 times x, that's 4x. 3 times 3 times 2, that's 18. So we have 4x over what? 18. And that's what? That's 2x over what? Over 9. Right? Just normal arithmetic now. Don't forget there is 2 below. These 2, there is 2 at the denominator. So the 2 will cancel these 2. So this one will remain what? X over 9. No go far, just calm down. Oh, sorry. There's a mistake there. This is not just x over 2, there's a square there. This is minus 1 over 3 times minus 1 over 3 minus 1. That gives us minus 4 over 3 times minus s square. That gives us s square, right? 2 square, that gives us what? 4. So minus times minus plus. So 1 times 4 times s square, we have what? 4s square. 3 times 3, 9 times 4, 36. 2 here, 2, 2 in 36. 4 here, 1, right? 4 in 36, 9. So this guy becomes s square over what? Over 9. But there is over 2 at the denominator. So if I say a over b divided by 2 is same thing as a over b times 1 over 2, which is a over 2b. So these two will multiply this now. That's s square over 18. It's plus positive plus s square over what? Over 18. Do we get? So now the fourth term now, the fourth term is what? Minus, this give, the fourth term now is what? Minus 1 over 3 times this minus this, minus 4 over 3 times this minus 2, minus 5 over 3, minus 1 over 3 minus 2, get minus 5 over 3 times this s cube minus s cube 2 cube over 8. Are we together? Everything divided by 6. Everything divided by 6. Everything divided by 6. That's what? Times 1 over 6, right? So minus times minus times minus times minus. So everything becomes plus. 1 times 4 times 5, 20 times s cube. We have what? 20 s cube. 3 times 3, 9 times 3, 27. Right? 20 s cube over what? 27 times 8 times 6, 48. Right? 2 here, 10 s cube. 2 here, 27 times what? 24. 2 here, 5x cube. 2 here, 27 times what? 12. Right? So this big becomes 5s cube divided by 27 times 10, that's 270. 27 times 2, that's 54. 54 plus 270, that's 324. So 27 times 12 is 324. This 5s cube over what? 324. This is what? 5s cube over what? 324. So that's the now, but that's not yet the final answer because this is also part of it. So use this one to open the bracket. Now, this is same thing as 1 over what? Cube root of what? Of 2 into 1 plus x over 6 plus s square over what? Over 18 plus 5s cube over 324. So this times this, you have 1 over cube root 2 plus this times this, you have x over 6 cube root of 2. This times this, you have s square over 18 cube root of 2. 18 times cube root of 2. This times this, you have what? 5s cube over what? 324 times cube root of 2. So these are our first 4 terms for that binomial expansion. Please take note of that. Now, what's our range of validity? Like I said earlier, equals to what? Absolute value of our b minus x over 2 less than what? Less than 1. And if need be, cross multiply. But this is the range of validity, which can be written as that is absolute value of x cross multiply less than what? 2. Do we get? So that's that for that. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share the video. Thank you.